Rahmatullahi ta'ala barakat. Welcome to another episode of Iftar and Chill. My name is Zuhramullah and joining me today is Khadija and Shehali. We are in the holy month of Ramadan, and as Muslims, we all want to build that strong relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Khadija, we are in the holy month of Ramadan. What are your goals for this Ramadan?
Well, Zuhra, thank you so much, first of all, once again for joining this wonderful episode of Iftar and Chill. And this happens to also be a very interesting topic. Like with the goals of Ramadan, these are the things that we keep usually asking ourselves. Like, what are the goals that I want to achieve this year that are better actually than the previous year, right?
Yeah.
But then so ukiangalia with goals, I think we're just looking at it from maybe a broader perspective. In general, maybe just pleasing Allah, making sure that we have our fast in place, carrying out all the good deeds that we can in this blessed month of Ramadan, and of course accomplishing the reading of the Quran.
You know, when we say fasting and praying, tahajjud and all these du'as, bottom line is to build that strong relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes.
But how do we even define this strong relationship? Is it me just ensuring that I pray 5 times a day? You know, do I ensure that after every salah I'm reciting the du'as? Like, how do we define that strong relationship? Because I mean, I can say I have a strong friendly relationship with Khadija. Maybe we go out together and we have those things that we commonly share. But now with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what does it mean?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Habari zenu?
Tuko fiti.
Alhamdulillah.
So I don't know if now it's okay to tell people Saum Makbul, but it's a dua that can continue even after iftar, sindio?
Yes. Well,
Wonderful.
it's the month, the whole
It's
month.
So hata
Yeah,
usiku
so
kame-
makbul everyone out there.
Wonderful. Saum Makbul. So you see, me I see this as a man. We look at things in a different way. Let me give you an interesting example. You see, we have some men who pay for school fees. They do everything right for their family. And physically they are there,
Okay.
but they are not present. Like, unakuja, nini. So I think we can compare
It's
that.
like a show off kind of thing.
Sometimes not
You just
show off.
appear.
Si kushow off as in kuapia, like umelipa school fees nini, there is no connection between you, their children. Unaingia ndani ya nyumba, unawasha TV ama unaangalia, like like nikao
Like
inajirudia
you're
tu.
just ticking boxes.
Yes.
Okay.
So me I've come across to, like, I remember it was last Ramadan and also the previous Ramadan. I had some interesting conversation with some of my friends, and they were like, mtu iko down. What's happening? Nasema, I did not manage to do X and Y in this holy month of Ramadan. Na unajua ukifika 15th na kuna vitu jaanza ama ujafanya.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Like,
Okay,
unaona
it's
ni
not
kama
too
kama
late,
siku
but it's too
zinaenda.
late.
No, Sheikh, hiyo imeenda.
No, you see, in a hope wise, it is not too late. But reality, it's too late. You get the point? So now what happens, nini? And then I started, almost sometime, wanted to start, kuna hizi calendar, Ramadan calendar, sijui nini. Hizo vitu za
And you know,
kuandika.
like writing all
To-do
these
list.
things
Yeah,
before
yeah,
even
yeah,
the
yeah.
months begins.
Me, I tried thinking of doing it. I got anxiety.
What happened, Sheikh? Tell us.
No, unajaribu kuangalia how you can do all of this. Unajua brains za watu ni tofauti. Me, I take notes for myself. I don't go back to them. But as long as I write them, I remember them. Big difference. Like, I have a method, like, ni kama, have you seen these notebooks that you write on the notebook, but it comes to your phone? My brain works like that. So I write on the notebook, but it comes.
In your mind.
So I don't go back to the notebook.
Okay.
So now, sasa hizo vitu nikiandika, I won't go back to them. And then, just any case nakumbuka, now I have this guilty schedule list or something. That I was supposed to do the 100 rakas, I was supposed to do 1 juzu, I was supposed to...
Actually, the whole Quran, not just a juzu.
per day. But my trick is, you see, the first juzus are quite easy for me. I don't know about the rest. Yeah.
From Suratul Fatiha
No,
or
no, back
Suratul Nas?
from Fatiha.
Okay.
So I can go like in like people should not understand it in the wrong way, but I can recite like juzu ya kwanza within 15 minutes hivi because nilikuwa nimehifadhi.
Well,
Wow.
it's you, Chef. You're versed in that,
Mashallah.
mashallah.
No,
In 15 minutes.
ish, yeah. So now what happens is the first 3 to 4 juzus I can recite in like in a moderate time. Let's use that word.
But now, Sheikh, when you are reciting this juzu
yes,
in 15 minutes, you know,
Yes.
usually when you listen to those khutbahs and, you know, very beautiful speeches, they tell you when you're reciting the Holy Quran, you need to ensure that your mind is there. You know, you are. It's like
Not
the
lip
the
service.
Quran should speak to you. So I can imagine you reciting a whole juzu in 15 minutes, Sheikh.
But maybe it's different with everyone, considering maybe he has a background knowledge of meaning. Considering he has a background knowledge of meaning in Arabic or understanding it, maybe he would maybe be a bit fast. Maybe it's different for everyone. Because for me, I wouldn't say I would pick the same pace as him. And what I've also picked from his point is that maybe we shouldn't be very ambitious with our goals
no.
during
You,
Ramadan.
there are 2 points that we need to remember.
Uh-huh.
That I'm using this story of mine as these 2 points. Point number 1, this is my secret strategy for completing in the holy month of Ramadan. So these stories that I'm trying to tell you, it has 2 points. Point number 1, you see, we are not like machines or something. Yeah, wewe mwenyewe si uko na simu yako, your phone. Yeah, some days when you go home your phone is dead. Some days your phone is 80%, sometimes is 50%. So what I do, I use this technique ama wanasema nini, this simple way, because I know this, I will finish juzu ya kwanza ya pili ya tatu easy. I will make sure that at least the first day I recite at least 2 juzus, at least. Day 2 the same. Yeah, so by the time to get day 3 hivi ya Ramadhan, me I'm reciting juzu ya 5 ama ya 6. So things happen, like we have events, we have works, we have nini. I don't manage to recite Quran on this day. I recite 5 pages. So I know I have, like, I don't have anxiety anymore, I don't have stress anymore. Yeah, because I know mi niko mbele.
Like you have pre-planned it.
Yes.
Wow.
If
That's
you
beautiful.
don't you see, anxiety is about pre-planning.
Preparation.
So if you pre-plan,
If it's not there,
people
definitely.
who
You're
don't
ruined.
pre-plan don't have anxiety. So now that's a different story. So now what happens ni nini? That is 1. 2, all of the hadith, I know some people are confused, but the hadith, good amount of the hadith that they are speaking about reciting Quran during a holy month of Ramadan. So now you see, most of these hadith, they are encouraging people to recite, and not just to recite, to complete reciting the Holy Quran during this period of time. Yeah, so some of the scholars are saying saa zingine sisi tunajipatia pressure of extra things to understand the Holy Quran, like everything that we recite we need to understand. Sijui nini. So hii pia natupatia another pressure.
But Sheikh, you see, there's that nice feeling wakati unasoma aya and you feel like it ministers to you, quote unquote, like you relate with it. You know, for example, you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Kul huwallahu ahad. How do you understand it? There's a nice feeling rather than, you know, just reciting the whole surah na haufeel kama kuna kitu imekusaidia.
You see, again, I repeat, yeah, kuna vitu kadhaa. You gain thawab just reciting Quran hata kama uelewi. There was this story. This is a good one. One of the scholars, yeah, they were from Iran. Yeah, he's a big ayatollah, big sheikh. He was giving advice to his son that recite the Holy Quran, even if you don't understand it, because some people, like the Iranians, they have the same alphabets as the Arabs, yeah, but they speak Persian. They are not speaking Arabic. Even Swahili before, they used to use the same alphabets. So it's easier for them to learn how to read. But it does not mean someone from Iran, because they can read Quran, they can understand. So the son was like, I don't want to recite if I don't understand. This sheikh said, is a said, he said, my son, let me tell you a story. Ask you a question. It's a story but a question. If uko na kikapu ya makaa, sindio? You have a charcoal, a good amount of charcoal, sindio? And you have a basket. Obviously, this basket, it has many holes, sindio? Now you go remove the charcoal, you only remain with the basket, which is dirty, sindio? I ask you to go bring me water with that basket. Can you bring me that water?
Well, it won't hold it.
Exactly. So you'll come with it and say it won't have it. It won't hold
can't
water.
carry the water,
Yeah.
yes.
I tell you, go again. He goes, and then comes. He said, still the same thing. He goes for the third time, and he comes back. I say, to be honest, I like the trip. It's good.
But just tell me the lesson.
Yeah,
behind
tell
it.
me the lesson. He said, now look at the basket. You are carrying charcoal with it. It was dark. How is it now?
It's better. It's more cleaner.
It's clean.
Yeah.
Like every time you go fetch water and bring it with that, you can't bring water, but you'll make it clean. You can't hold the knowledge, but it will clean your heart and some of the sins you have. Because we have many hadith. Just looking at the Holy Quran, there was this story that this guy could not read. And he said, okay, I can't read Quran. Yeah. Someone said, like, there is specific thawab of reading Quran by looking. So, because it was a village, yeah. He was just looking at the Holy Quran, but he couldn't read. Bado still akandikiwa thawabu. Like, he's trying to do that ibadah, he can't. But he's trying, like, to the best. At least I'm using these eyes instead of looking at haram, spending it on.
Yeah, Sheikh, I get your point. But, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows our abilities. And he knows, like, how much effort you can put when it comes to building that relationship with him. So if I have the ability, I can recite the Holy Quran. I can get an English translation. I have access to a sheikh who can explain what this ayah means and how it relates to me. I feel I should take that extra step, extra mile, to know, like, scoop all these thawabs, you know, of using my eyes to look at the Quran, to recite the Quran out loudly. And I mean, maybe share it with someone else on what I have learned.
Yeah, just like you said, that's on an extra effort. But if we want to start it from a basic level, on a foundational level, I think what Sheikh said actually makes sense, because out there people just know. Maybe, like, you see the way that boy came to that Said and asked him and told him, actually, like, I can't recite the Holy Quran if I can't understand what I'm doing. Maybe people have that notion out there. But now that he's put it out there, maybe ukisema when unasema you're taking your phone or the Quran and actually reading out the Surah Ikhlas, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Qul huwallahu ahad. That in itself, if you have already the knowledge that you reading that will actually make you get tawabs in itself, I think that in itself is encouraging. And then you going an extra mile will also feel now better, because, you know, after knowing how to read the Quran and actually knowing that I'll get blessings from it, I'm going that extra mile to do what? To actually know the meaning, to know what it actually talks about.
I might have a different point. I'm almost with you, like, again, with Zuhra. Two things. Me, I feel like good amount of us, we have thawab bias.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have thawab bias. What is thawab bias? Like, we feel like if we don't do this, all of these are in hadith. Yeah, but if I don't do it the way that I assume is better, it's not better.
Oh, like.
But kama saizi, hadith is saying, wewe soma Quran umalize. That hadith is not talking about uelewe, usielewe. Ability to recite from A to Z of the Holy Quran in the holy month of Ramadan. But mi nasema hapana, mi nataka nielewe. First of all, scholars, they take good amount of time just to do the whole tafsir. The book of tafsir, there are like 20, 10, 40 volumes. 1. 2, if you look at our life, yeah, every time, sometimes shaitan has a very interesting tricks for us. Yeah,
That's-
these are
that's
tricks
where
of
the
shaitan, some
baseness
of them.
comes from.
Yeah, me, I
Okay.
had this friend. He used to tell me that they had planned for like months to start running in the morning. Every time one had an excuse which was valid. See our company, it's an valid reason. Like, we don't have shoes. Now it's raining. Tomorrow is doing this. They said, you know what? Let's just start with hizi tu viatu zetu tu hizi za kawaida. Yeah? Anasema we started that, and because of that, after a week or 2 weeks, tukanunua viatu, we managed to get to sort things out so we can run professionally.
No, Sheikh. Having used the example of reciting, having used the example of Quran recitation, looking at our abilities and starting the holy month of Ramadan. Now let us maybe look at, Salah and generally interacting with other people in the community in terms of building a stronger relationship. So can we say, like, maybe if I manage to recite the Holy Quran today, maybe I have a stronger relationship with Allah? Or maybe if I'm able to, help out in the masjid, give out iftar, have I built a stronger relationship with Allah?
I think that's a good start. I would say that's a good start, Zuhra, because you not doing that, like, okay, what is the intention in mind with you doing these actions in the first place?
To have that nearness to Allah subhanahu
Yes.
wa ta'ala.
And I feel you having that goal of being near to Allah, those actions in itself form that foundation, a basis of you trying to build that connection, build that, strengthen that relationship you have with who? With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think that's why this also Ramadan is in place with all those actions to actually see how we can move forward or try and actually rebuild maybe that connection, that relationship we had with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and make it even much better. Because I think, if Sheikh can correct me on that, I think some things are just obvious. Maybe some are not that directly obvious or indirectly obvious, but tukiangalia vitu zingine like those deeds, Quran, reading Quran, charity, fasting, praying, extra, and all that, I feel all those are just one of the things that are on the path of actually doing that, building
Having
that
that
relationship.
closeness.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think maybe also having like niyyah behind it. Yeah, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm doing this to achieve that closeness.
Yes. Otherwise it would be a ritual, like, unajua nini, Ramadhan iko hapa, let's just do this fasting. Quran tunataka kumaliza, tumalizane na Quran, tumalize juzu zote at the end of the day.
Kila siku.
Yeah, maybe you have this goal with friends, mwenye atamaliza kwanza unanunua iftar jioni if we meet up, and then maybe that's your goal, and maybe you don't have this other bigger or more important goal ya ku actually please Allah. Because I'm told, like, sometimes you can just do this smallest act of ibadah or something to please Allah in kidogo tu, and then maybe that way Allah may be pleased with you more than you, the other person who has done so much but for the sake of other people to see, for the sake of achieving this goal that is not even aligned with what Allah wants from you. I feel it's different.
I would like to agree and also disagree at the same time.
I like the disagreement part.
But I don't know if we
Bring
have
it on.
time. Do we have time? We go for a break? And
Well,
we add some tea.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, my cup is almost...
Okay, well, in a nutshell, have intention, have that niyyah to have closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to achieve or build a stronger relationship. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back. Rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakat. Welcome to Iftar and Chill, and today we were discussing on how do we build a strong relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before we took a break, we looked at tiny tips that we can actually try, and one of those tips that we mentioned is having niyyah behind everything that you do. In this second segment, we'll be looking at how do we overcome barriers if there's any. Welcome back, Shahali, and welcome back, Khadija.
Thank you.
So before we went on a break, we were discussing about, like having the niyyah behind every deed that we we do towards, achieving the closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you had a disagreement on this thing.
No. I agreed with part of it. I disagreed with some part of it.
Which part did you agree?
So
which one did you
basically,
disagree?
thank you for the tea. Basically, what happens Nia is almost the essence
The pinnacle
of everything when it comes to us Muslims. The intention is almost everything. But you see, me, I've realized sometimes. You remember in the first part, the first part of the program, I mentioned sometimes these are tricks of shaitan. Yeah, you see, shaitan is quite smart. Yeah, saa zingine unaona kama unasema like mimi I'm good at this, let me do this. I'm good at this, let me do this. Yeah, if you go to gym and you are good with, like, you have strong hands and you continue doing that, you'll have good amount of muscle on
muscles,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, but again, if you walk maybe with a kinyasa or something like that, utajikuta you are standing on sticks because you never practice leg. Sometimes when we work only towards the easy mustahab, easy wajib enye tumezoea, and we forget the hard one, that's why some of them are wajib. Yeah, unakuta we grow in every part. Yeah, see just one part, because kama says I know people that in the holy month of Ramadan they are quite good at reciting Quran. Like these people, they can recite the holy day of, like, per day ama per 2 days. Yeah, hata my dad, he knew a guy like anaweza kusoma the whole Quran like in one day. Ama anafanya nini yeye kutu mosque, ibada, tahajjud, nini, because it's easy for him.
Ni kitu amezoea.
Yeah, it's easy for him. We are not judging, we don't know, labda it's hard ndo akafikia, but we find it easy for him, it's working for him. Yeah, hebu jaribu kumwambia, maybe there are good amount of troubles of helping your wife, your spouse, your mother in the kitchen.
That is where they draw the line.
Yeah.
Where is the man in the kitchen?
Yeah, ama mwingine anapenda swala sana, hataki kusoma Quran. Yeah, mwingine anapenda hii, like unaona mtu like shetani kai na kupush.
So selective on things that we want.
Yeah,
to
we
do.
are quite selective.
Things that we find maybe they are easy.
Yes. And we forget one important thing. In Islam, we don't believe in quantity, yeah, of things and quality of things.
We don't?
Not as the main part.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, enlighten us.
Let me give you an example. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This is a recitation with
Tajweed.
Makharij. With good quality.
Yes, with Makharij.
Makharij. At least ulienda madrasa. You see,
Tajweed.
Tajweed, yeah? You see, this is reciting Quran with good quality. Sindio? Now, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Arrahmanirrahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. This is, tukienda na hii speed, is quantity. Sindio?
Yeah.
Now, this last one. Bismillahi. This guy amesilimu juzi ndo anajifundisha kusoma Qurani, connecting the fatha and kasra as they continue. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, beside looking at the intention, he also looks at the striving part.
Yeah.
So the day you unajikuta like I'm not striving in this thawab, yeah, go look for thawab yenye unaweza beside you can continue doing them. See kwamba mtu aseme because I can recite well, okay, now Sheikh alisema we need to strive, let me this year I'm not
stop
reciting
doing this and then
okay. Tusiingie like again shaitan has good way of manipulating us ama ourselves, I don't know.
Yeah.
So now tunasahau kuna kustrive also. So kama if you are doing the easy ones, in the long run zinakuwa hiyo kitu yenye tumeita nini ni ritual, just nini.
So you don't even feel that connection.
No,
then?
you don't feel. Me, I know people, Mungu ansamea, I could be one of them. Like when you recite Quran for the long period of time, yeah, mtu anaweza anakusikia unasoma and you are reciting quite well but your brain is not there. It's not there at all. Tayari ushaenda ushapanga leo bidhe leo nikuwa niende sokoni ninunue nini leo tunapika kitu fulani subhanalladhi yasra bi'abdi. So akili hata haiko huko, especially kwanza hizi verse zenye umezihifadhi, yeah, you are gone.
Yeah.
So ideally, I think what I'm getting from what Sheikh is saying is that those things that we usually struggle in doing them, and they actually in the long run are good for us, are the things that we should put more effort in, strive in doing them, right? But we shouldn't also leave the ones that are easy for us just because we need to concentrate on these other ones. Yeah, of which it's a good point. I think, yeah, maybe striking a balance.
You need to find it. For example, one of my tricks in having concentration in Salah is changing the tasbihat. Like when you go to ruku ama sajda, you can either do subhana rabbil ala wa bihamdi or subhana rabbil azim wa bihamdi, or you do 3 subhanallah. So I realized that these 3 subhanallah are easy on my tongue. Or if I do both, they are also easy. So in order for my mind to prepare to know that I'm choosing this intentionally, I go with like subhana rabbil ala wa bihamdi. But if it's subhanallah, unajikuta akili ishaanza ku like akili, so unajikuta umeinuka. But again, when you choose like it's the same swala, yeah, I'm just choosing one that I need to think kidogo. I don't do it on autopilot and then do it. So inanisaidia. Or sometimes this also is good, like pre-planning your swala. This is hard. Moshe kwenda kwa kunut, 4-5 duas za kunut. Yeah, unajikuta umeinua mkono umesema ile kila mara rabbana rabbi ighfirli wali ama rabbi, you have that one yenye umeizoea. Yeah, like umeizoea nini. You have others that you will struggle,
but you won't say them
because unataka tu nini. Kwanza kama unaswalisha jamaa unaogopa usahau ikuwe ni case sheikh akili ilienda wapi. But again, you see, when you do that, you pre-plan your swala, like maghrib na isha and swali inna atinaka al-kauthar, fatiha obviously, na ya kwanza kauthar, ya pili sijui idha jaa nasrullah. Sasa unajua inabidi akili yangu iko kwa swala because this is what I have planned.
Yes.
So it's just sometimes there are small tricks inakufani. Sasa part of doing what is inaingia katika category of striving is you keep on mind, see ya kwamba like Allah has blessed us with all of this, but it's fun or interesting. While doing something, unaona Mungu anakuangalia doing this good thing, si ndio?
But you shouldn't be self-absorbed in it, right? Like
no, you see what happens, unaona vitu unafanya zimezoea, yeah, kama saizi kwenu nyumbani, it varies, yeah, it's not always the same. Imefika time ya iftar, si ndio? Unaona watu, the family wanakwambia Khadija, si utupikie ile sijui XYZ enyewa unatupikia mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhan. So imagine while cooking that, you keep on reminding yourself that I'm making this for my family, they love it, I want to make them happy. So no, this is an easy something you cook in an easy way.
Yes.
Now, your husband,
okay,
love something like mulienda sherehe mahali mkarudi,
chicken biryani,
yeah.
That's fast.
Lucky man. So now
okay,
chicken biryani, si ndio? You don't know how to make chicken biryani,
for example.
I like the for example part.
Yeah,
it means
we had to emphasize it.
She had, not you. So what happens ni nini? What you do is, while you are making the chicken biryani, all of your thoughts na hiyo hardship yake inakuwa easy because you are making it for someone you love, but continuously akili yako iko hapo. So sometimes finding these tricks, that one is something you cook every day na it's easy for you, but vile imeingia unaona you feel connected with the food 24/7 while making it, yeah, continuously. And this one is something hard, but you find it easy because
all the focus is there
for someone you love. Where
and
in
this
case is Allah.
actually cuts across to all the ibadas that we do.
Yes,
not just swala. It should cut across, Sheikh.
I'm trying to think.
Well,
Say, for example, when you're giving out iftar, you know, we say be in the moment, be present, let people feel that presence. And trust me, if you're not being present, people read your vibe, they read your energy. Like huyu alikuja tu akatupatia tu iftari, then they left. Hakukuwa na ile kuingiliana na watu. So ideally it should cut across. Like just have your focus there. And I mean, the way you mentioned about us being selective on the things that we find easy doing, sometimes it can be a barrier to actually achieving that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And another thing that maybe I have seen people probably struggle with or find challenge is maybe we have those past lives that we have, you know, those sins that we've committed, and we feel, oh, hapa mali imefika, hii ni ngumu.
You try, and I think, I feel that we usually try. I feel like we usually try and judge Allah.
We judge Allah.
Like in this way, hear me out. Like, for example, we've done a certain sin so grave to ourselves that we actually think ingekuwa ni mimi hata singejisamehea. You see, like you put yourself in that perspective and you think you're in the best position to actually, quote in quotes, judge Allah on how he's going to actually forgive
Look
you
at
for
the
this
sin,
sin.
maybe.
Yes.
But it
I
is,
don't want to talk about
but it
sins
isn't
and forgiveness. No, not in this episode.
Why? Is it complicated?
It will take good amount of time to
That
talk
you're
but
right.
from
it
my
is,
perspective.
it is encouraging that during this holy month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's so merciful, and he tells us to, you know, like, just call upon him, and regardless of how many sins that we've committed, he's ready to listen to us.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Because
Yes, inshallah, with the right niyyah, Sheikh, and I mean the striving. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows us best.
Yeah, because there's a lecture I had. It's just in the same line of developing that relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a lecture I had like that, Sheikh, like he was constantly saying that, emphasizing, like regardless of whatever you're doing or you're going through, whatever place you are in life, just try and maintain that, let's just say, talking with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like usiache ikwe na.
I think usually they talk about ukona, like it's a thing, yeah. Good amount of people, it's not about talking, it's about doing wajibat. You are doing haram, yeah. Come, for example, you did X, this type of haram, and you have not yet stopped, but your shaitan comes to your ears and say, my guy, how do you go and talk to Allah? You go pray. You're sinful. Don't pray.
Yeah,
Unataka
that's- no,
Mungu
that's-
akuone na
that's-
madhambi.
that's-
That's your shaitan. Yeah. So this sheikh, I have not listened to that specific lecture, but this is what I know. Good amount of us stop praying to Allah, praying, not talking. Praying, not talking. To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the wajibat nini, because we are doing haram, which it's work of shaitan sometimes. It's just
Because
like,
sometimes
and
people
that
feel guilty.
keeps on pulling us further and further and further. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now
It's like a phone call, a missed phone call. Now uku pokea in makusudi, yeah, and now
you have to speak
have,
because you've picked the call.
no. Now you are guilty that ujam call, and the guilt won't become less or smaller. It becomes
It's
bigger.
still there.
So no, it become bigger. So now it's harder for you to call back.
Yeah, because you don't even know where to start from.
Yeah, quotes
Yeah.
in quotes, judging Allah,
Oh.
seeing, Mwenyezi Mungu atunaona atapata
Yeah, let make
nisamehea.
it easy for us. Now, maybe for someone who's probably started fasting and this is the first time, or they've had that guilt for a long time, maybe we could just share practical tips that we can do depending with the goals that we have for this beautiful month. Yeah, I think for me, what I would like to share is, have a community around you. Have people who can actually support you. Wakati tunasema, Hadija, my goal for this holy month is maybe to help people more. Maybe I have really disconnected with the community and I want to just put myself out there and help people. If you have people around, if you have a supportive community around you,
It will make it easier.
yes. And hautajiona uko peke yako. Sheikh, what's your practical tip
Tips.
For
For building your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that
During
maybe
the
you'll
month
be
of
practicing,
Ramadan.
you want to practice during this month.
Khadija, you start.
The ball is in my court now.
No, because
Yeah,
you see, she said tip, not tips. So you start.
So I'm giving
try
a
to
tip,
choose one.
and then we leave it to him to give us tips.
Yes.
She said one.
He is the sheikh.
Plural goes to him. Okay. You've talked of building, having a community around you, which is very important. I think after you've had that, there's a point that Sheikh mentioned that I'll align with this tip, is actually pre-planning, like having that preparation way before you actually get into something. Like if you plan that, you know what, this month of Ramadan, like last year I had done this and this, let me also try and do something different this month. Like Sheikh has also mentioned about this aspect of you trying, there's one point that he has
You
mentioned.
say your tip. Maybe
I
you are
am
taking
saying-
my tip. Now
No, my
I
tip
won't have
is-
any tips.
my tip is
She only
pre-planning.
said two.
Pre-planning, and I'm using your example so that people can actually see that. For example, that pre-planning is for you to do something different in this whole month of Ramadan that you didn't do with this other
in the
Ramadan,
previous
because
month.
maybe you had a new knowledge of that tip. So that would be also an encouraging aspect.
What are your tips?
My tips. I would say if I do believe in understanding Quran, like my previous statement should not confuse you. I'm just saying, let's not confuse different categories of
Baby
thawab.
step. Tuanze tuna baby
Yeah,
steps.
so just recite the Holy Quran if it's hard for you. Yeah, Quran is the most important thing. Swala, nini, nini. If you can't, just go with avoiding sins and just do your, like, for me, I will tell you, if you ukona madhambi, like continuous madhambi, the big one, nini, the small one, just work on them during this holy month of Ramadan, because you have good amount of at least motivation. At least a month of not doing them, it will give you more chance of stopping it even after Ramadan, instead of continuing with the haram and adding some mustahab. But this is haram, this is mustahab, this is sunnah. Yeah, already you just stick to the wajib and the avoid the haram during this holy month. It will take you long, and there are some others.
And it's
but
possible actually.
yes.
And I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it easy for all of us. And may He accept all our amals. Well, there you have it, dear viewer. Have your intentions right. Pre-plan. Have a community around you who will support you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best knower. He's so merciful and He knows our ability. So, usi lose hope, yeah? Make your baby steps, yeah? Start with reciting the Holy Quran. Share it with your fellow colleague. And you never know, maybe this might be your transformational year. Well, that has been it from us, Iftar and Chill. My name is Zohra Mullah. See you in the next episode. Ma'asalam.